Do you ever wonder what it's like to live somewhere else, somewhere you've never been before? What's holding you back from finding out? Every state has opportunities for school, jobs, and housing, so why not take the risk and see what new places have to offer? Pursuing a new city to live in requires extreme bravery and self efficacy. Not only do you need to believe in yourself to make it work, but you truly need to be vulnerable and trust the process. Hi, everyone. My name is Nikki, and when I was 25 years old, I decided to leave everything I know in Los Angeles and start my life over in Brooklyn, New York. I didn't know a single soul or how I was going to survive, but I took the leap to discover new adventures and new excitement. Although it was a scary move and very overwhelming, I knew I'd be okay. Moving out of state allowed me to develop mentally and emotionally by experiencing new lifestyles, exploring career opportunities, and creating financial stability. Moving from a big city where I knew everything and everyone to another big city that I knew nothing about was terrifying. I truly had to believe in myself to figure things out. How can I go from driving around every single day to completely not having a car and never riding a train before? New York City has so much transportation to offer, from trains, buses, Ubers, taxis, and even horse and carriage rides. What was I thinking, and how the heck was I going to survive? I didn't understand how this commuter lifestyle was maintained by so many people in one city. Fortunately for me, NYC has a ton of phone apps that help you understand transportation. There are, of course, the rideshare apps like Uber and Lyft, but also apps for learning which color and number trains take you in which direction. Or the bus route maps, which most of the time are precise with timing and location, so make sure to be on time. These apps were super helpful until I was able to get the hang of it. Because I wasn't trapped in my car during rush hour every day like I was in LA, I was experiencing way more face-to-face human interaction. This allowed me to be more personable and social. I had to speak up for myself if I was lost, or even made small talk when other riders about where they were going. I now see why New Yorkers have the reputation of being outspoken. It's because they have to be to survive. Once I learned my neighborhood and explored the city a bit, I was ready to see what career opportunities were available. When I initially moved, I was working in the industry, which got me by, but it truly wasn't my passion. I met clients from all over the employment spectrum, from corporate, finance, acting, bartenders, bankers on Wall Street, to city job workers. I never knew what the Big Apple had to offer in terms of careers. I eventually learned that healthcare is where I wanted to be. I made some connections, put myself through medical assisting school, and started applying for work. While applying for jobs, I was comparing salaries within different boroughs, debating whether to work at private offices versus the big corporations. I was even comparing hourly pays from California and New York to prove to myself that this move was worth it. I knew overall that I wanted to grow from this experience as a person and a professional. After trial and error, finally landing that big girl job guided me to create financial stability. Living in New York was my first time paying my own bills and rent and truly being responsible. I knew that if I failed in LA, my family would have supported me, but living in New York, there was no chance for failure. Working in healthcare with a fixed salary, I started budgeting and saving. I set aside money for rent, bills, food, and fun, along with emergency weather money when the seasons changed. Creating a budget helped me organize my money, fix my credit, and has helped me get everything that I have today. Would I have been able to learn all this in Los Angeles? Probably, but it wouldn't have pushed me hard enough to take accountability and overcome boundaries. After 10 years of living in New York, I took everything I learned as a life lesson and moved my new family back to Los Angeles. This experience was truly unremarkable, and I would recommend it to anyone who ever thinks of leaving their city. Moving out of state at a young age allowed me to develop mentally and emotionally by experiencing new lifestyles, exploring career opportunities, and creating financial stability. Thanks.